let's talk about habits. This is my videos where I don't keep them sexy. They're just videos. Habits, okay? Habits are created based off of the type of people you hang out with. Nobody creates habits on their own, not really, okay? I mean, the very few people, for one, hang out with themselves, by themselves, isolated enough to create their own habits. Most habits are socially brought into the story. So, what I mean by this? Well, if you hang out with a bunch of people who love brushing their teeth and have perfectly white teeth, then you're likely going to become self-conscious about your teeth and you're going to start thinking about them. If you hang out with people who have a physical physique, if they care about their physical physique, then that's what they're going to be talking about. You're going to start thinking about your physical physique a little bit more. Now, this may not be true in all areas, but you're going to find certain things. Why do you hang out with these people? You're going to find certain things you connect on. And the reason why you hang out with these people, you will start emulating. Now, maybe you don't have the physical effort involved to change your physicality. You might start dressing like them. You might wear the same clothes, or like the same colors, or like the same music, or like the same vehicles, or like the same movies. You're going to find something, and that's going to change how you think, and that's going to change your patterns and your lifestyle. So what you want to do is find people that are doing something as a habit, people that have this habitual nature. Find people that have these habits that you would like to have too, and then become their friend. Simple as that. If you want to quit smoking, only hang out with people who don't smoke. That'd be a really easy way to quit smoking. If you want to eat more vegetables, only hang out with people who eat more vegetables. You're going to go to dinner and all you're going to have is steak and potatoes, and everyone else is going to have a salad, but you're going to sit there and think, maybe I should try that. And as you get more exposed to it, you become more open to the differences. Okay, so what do you got to do? That's your assignment. Go find a group of people, not one person, although that can work, but a group of people that generally behave in a way that you're like, I would like to make that a habit, and then start hanging out with them. So the New Year's resolution of I want to lose weight, you know what you should do? Go hang out with a bunch of people who want to lose weight. Now, what could you do? Well, you could find people that are very competitive. Now, if you really want to hack the habit system, find people who are competitive. Why? Because if laziness is going to kick into your life, competitive people are going to happily remind you of it. If you hang out with me and you're like, I love learning or getting better at things, well, if you slack off, I'm going to learn faster than you, and I'm going to get better than you, and I'm going to sure as heck make sure you know that I'm actually getting better than you, because I'm competitive. I want to learn it faster than you're going to learn it. And so that's another area, is find competitive people in the same area of the habit that you're trying to create. You might find people who are on weight loss and they are motivated as heck. Go become their friend and be like, hey, can I go on a walk with you, or can I hang out with 1 hour a week with you? Just, I don't care what we do, but can I just hang out 1 hour a week with you? 1 hour a week is enough to start the influence process, okay? Then in 1 hour will turn into an hour and a half, then it'll turn into 2 hours. Give it time. Relationships take time to build. But the key is find somebody who has a habit in an area that you want. Go hang out with them. That's my tip of the day on building habits and understanding the value of humans and interaction and relationships. Quick example of what I did. I'm a gentleman who's older than me. I wanted to understand money, and I wanted to understand how to become successful in life. And I found a gentleman who he understands how to do life very well. And he's got it all figured out. He's got his own system. And for him, he does life very well for him, to his standards and how he operates. He's very content and happy with how he does things. And we move, he has different hobbies. And so I hung out with him. We'd rock climb together, ride bikes together, fly airplanes together. I would go on all these adventures with him, and he exposed the world to me on all the things that I could do, essentially. And he showed me how he did them, how he thought about the process of getting things done. And by doing this, it shaped the way that I approach my business, my relationships. It shaped the way I approach my hobbies, and helped me understand what should matter to me versus what may not matter to me, and how to prioritize those decisions. And so by doing that and hanging out with him, first it just started 1 day a week. Every weekend we'd go rock climbing together, and then we'd hang out more often or longer, or we'd go hiking or camping together, whatever it might be. Eventually influenced and changed who I am and how I see problems and how I solve problems. And so it's very important that you start as a person identifying which habits you want to have and then go hang out with someone who has them. Now, here's the problem with this story, and I'm just going to let you know in on it, is you cannot change every single thing about you today. And you're not going to acquire a bunch of habits today. So what's the timeline look like? Well, if somebody says, and I think some books they've written on, like, for instance, it takes about 3 months to create a new habit. It takes about a year to really build a relationship with someone so that that relationship matters. So now we have this problem. The problem is this: do I want a new habit or do I need a relationship? A relationship's gonna take about a year. So this means that you need to hang out with somebody for a year before you really build that trust and you guys have that relationship where you know all the subtle nuances. And then the habits are gonna form every 3 months essentially. So you could almost think of it like this: if you don't even have relationships yet, you're not even gonna get the habits changed. So what you should first start off with is trying to build those relationships. 1 hour a week is all you really need to spend with somebody to start building a relationship and a frequency to say, hey, I like you, let's do it again. 1 hour a week. Invite that person out to coffee. Start listening to how they talk, how they solve problems, what they care about. As that starts to get absorbed into your psyche, they're gonna start changing how you talk and what you care about. Another example of this would be when I hang around people who are who don't understand how to make money. They tend to complain about taxes. They tend to complain about city permits if they have to build. They tend to complain about workman's comp or any sort of thing that's going to charge them more. Raised gas prices, higher food prices. People who don't know how to make money tend to care about these things. People who do know how to make money don't really have to care about these things because they see for every problem there's a solution and they understand how to solve these issues. And so for people who don't know how to make money, they're hung up on the way they're solving problems is basically, I can't solve it, so now I'm going to complain about it. If you start hanging out with people who know how to make money, all they do is see a problem and then they look for the opportunity within the problem to capitalize on it in order to make money. And now all of a sudden you have two different mindsets. Both of them work. You can live life not knowing how to make money. You can live life knowing how to make money. And both people can be happy. Some people are incredibly happy not knowing how to make money and they're totally content with their situation. Some people are miserable and they know how to make money and they hate their life, but they still know how to make money. So it's not about whether it's going to make you a better person. The point is that what skill, what mindset do you want to go through life with? And that's it. I personally envy people who can be employees. I can't be an employee. I'm not excited to become an employee. And so I personally envy people who could just go, hey, I'm going to go to work and I'm happy to go to work and then enjoy my weekends and then go back to work. It's like, man, that's a beautiful life. If you can do that, you don't have to overcomplicate things. You can just get your paycheck and do that's a beautiful life. But for me, that's not how I can do things. So I had to hang out with people who now live a life closer to how I operate as a person and what gets me excited. And by hanging out with those people, I started understanding how to do life in that way. And that shaped and transformed me. These are how habits are working. Habits are always being influenced in our system all the time through no matter who we're working with. And so that's what's super important to understand, is that even if you're not intentional, you're still building habits, even if they're good or bad. See you later. Bye.